Hey Aquarians, welcome to my channel Intuitive Tarot Empath. I'm Robin and this is your general reading for August 2018. In the event that this does or does not resonate with you, go check out the videos for your sun, moon, and or rising sign so you can get the most amount of information about the energy surrounding you throughout the end of July, all throughout August, and the beginning of September. So with that said, I'm going to shuffle the cards and see what energies surround you for August. If you do not feel like watching this, feel free to fast forward. So what are the energies surrounding Aquarius for August 2018? What are the energies surrounding Aquarius? Alright, so I think we have about 3 more shuffles. Or not, that's the one. Alright, so we have that one. Alright, so Aquarians, let's see what's up. The Knight of Pentacles, the Magician, the Eight of Cups, the Judgment card, which I love, the Seven of Swords, the Page of Swords, the Six of Cups, the Devil, the Chariot in reverse, and the World. Okay, alright, so for some of you Aquarians dealing with heartbreak of some sort, something that you had to walk away from that you were emotionally connected to, but on the bottom of the deck is this Three of Swords. So some sort of heartbreak, something that was causing you a lot of stress and anxiety, something that was causing you sadness, something that I feel like, because we have the Eight of Cups here, something that you had to let go of. But this is suggesting that there's been some sort of disappointment. Sometimes this could be a third party involved in a relationship, but just, because this is a general reading, disappointment, heartbreak. However, you, Aquarian, as an air sign, swords representing air signs, so Aquarius, Libra, Gemini, you are welcoming in, I want to say, you're looking to the past to reflect on like what's worked for you before and what hasn't worked and how those things can help you move past where you are now. So I feel like the Queen of Swords raised hand is embracing experiences that will help her learn from this situation. So like, how did I do this before? How did I get through this before? What do I need to do next? How can I learn from the past? And also like has a very clear head about her, and is also willing to kind of cut through nonsense. I feel like with that card, there's a little bit of, not necessarily anxiety, but a little bit of sadness. Especially coupled with that Three of Swords. So like, so that's kind of as we're moving into August. But what's very interesting about all of this is that whatever that feeling is, whatever that disappointment was, the thing that you had to let go of, by the time we're into like the first week of August or so, and this could even be like where you are right now in terms of timing, as we're moving into August or within the first week of August, we have this Knight of Pentacles energy. So whatever disappointment you're feeling, whatever sadness you're feeling over a perceived loss, like it doesn't stick around for long. In fact, you're back on your feet again and you're offering yourself up again. So this could be you ready to offer yourself up in relationships. This could be you ready to make the job offer or get the new job. This is you putting yourself out there again. So, with the new business venture, that disappointment doesn't knock you down for long. In fact, you learn from the past and realize very quickly that like, oh, I have everything that I need to have a happy situation on my own. So whether this means being single for a while or opening up a new business or starting something new in the business world, you realize that quickly that like, it's not like, not that it's not worth being disappointed over, but it's like, I don't know, you rebound real quick and you realize that you have everything you need. And so like that puts you in a place where you're willing to offer yourself up again, or you get yourself back out there. So that loss or that perceived disappointment doesn't stick around for too long of a time. In fact, I think that part of it is that you were the one that did the walking away. So it's something that you're very emotionally connected to, or someone that you're very emotionally connected to. But I think you had a lot of intuition about the fact that like this was not a healthy place for you to be. That it was time for you to walk away from it because it just wasn't working out the way you wanted it to, or it just didn't feel right. Whatever the reason was, there was something intuitively that you felt or listened to, and that's the thing that propelled you to walk away, even though it was something that you had your heart invested in. And I was going to say it could be contract, but like here we have the Seven of Swords. So I think this could be one of two things. So sometimes this is like the cheating card, and in conjunction with that Three of Swords, I wouldn't be surprised if a few Aquarians were like, yeah, I was in a relationship and the person who I was with cheated. Or, if some of you were saying like, yeah, I was the one who cheated. Or this could also be like, for some of you, like walking away from something and then feeling as though by walking away from it, you got away with something. Almost like a sneaky kind of like walking away from the contract. Like sevens in astrology are about things you're contractually bound to. So obviously like marriages or business partnerships or, things, legalities that you've had to sign your name to and associate yourself with that way. But I think with the Seven of Swords, it's saying that for some of you, it's like you walked away from a situation that was no longer working for you emotionally, and you felt bad because it was like, why does this feel like it's a little bit too easy? And maybe the disappointment that came from having to let it go came a little bit later. So it was like sneaky deception. It doesn't even have to be as serious as like a breakup or a divorce or like a leaving of a job, or like it could just be something simple that you feel like, I didn't realize that it was going to be easy, like that easy. It just feels like, okay, I'm getting away with murder card. And the whole point of it is that I think that in walking away from this situation that you were so emotionally connected to, the way that this Seven of Swords is facing, he's facing the future. So he's stealing those swords and he's thinking about how it's going to benefit him in the future. So once again, this idea that like, you're taking what you need from your past and you're bringing it into your future to make a better future for yourself. And you're taking the things that worked mentally, emotionally, physically, you're leaving behind the things that don't. So it's a beautiful place. And in fact, what you get from that is enlightenment, is this feeling of coming back to life, some sort of revival. So you'll notice that also the two X's on the top. So 10 and 10 is 20, 2 plus 0 is 2. So I think that, you are progressing nicely. You go from the Magician, which is a 1, to the 2. So obviously leveling up in the world in ways. So I think that you're taking the information that you've learned from this experience and you're really pushing forward in a beautiful way. There's a lot of feeling like yourself again. There's a lot of revival. there's a lot of happiness surrounding you. It's like, you see the angel Gabriel here playing his music and calling all these people to like action. I feel like for a lot of you, there's going to be this call to action, moving forward with everything. And in fact, we have here the Page of Swords. So the Page of Swords, I think, represents you in this new venture, learning more information about things, communicating. I feel like there's going to be, as we move through August, a lot of communication with people who can help you move forward. I believe it was your sign that in July we talked about like being surrounded by people and like meeting people who could progress you to the next level with the thing that you wanted to do. So I think that there are still, I feel like while you may have let go of some of those people, because you found that either the relationship with them wasn't working in some way, whether that be a business partnership or a significant other or whatever the case is, this Page of Swords suggests that like you're communicating with people again, you're putting yourself out there. The Knight of Pentacles and the Page of Swords together suggests that like, and what's interesting is that the Page and the Knight are actually looking at each other. Not that you can see this very well the way I'm holding it, like a ridiculous okay, so sorry, I'm like trying to get the words out and I'm trying to make you see the cards and it's not working. I'm mispronouncing ridiculous. All right, so Page of Swords. Swords are about communications, about the way we think. So I think that the way that the Knight of Pentacles and the Page of Swords are looking at each other is, I get this message of like, let's work together. Maybe if for some of you, it's like, I have the thoughts, I have the funding, or like, one has the thoughts, one has the funding. Together, you make up this like, this really nice partnership. But the way that they're looking at each other, it's fledgling energy. So this is some sort of new venture that you're stepping out on, something that I think that you've been thinking about. And now are having the courage to kind of like, or the time even to put out there. I think that this could also be that you embody a Knight of Pentacles and a Page of Swords energy. So this feeling of like, I have the money, I have the thoughts. If I put those two things together, I can move this thing forward. This could also be, if you're looking at like a relationship situation, Knight of Pentacles and Page of Swords being like, Pentacles being that like incredibly grounded energy, Swords being a little bit more like up in the air. But I think that there's, like, if we're looking at this from a relationship standpoint, I feel like the Knight of Pentacles is going to be trying to like pull you into reality. Because I think that where your head is, if you look, the Page of Swords, his head is in the clouds. In a relationship reading, it's a little bit different than like a work or business reading, in that the Knight of Pentacles, like I keep saying, is going to try to pull you from down from the clouds. And I think that what's interesting if we progress with that storyline is kind of like, I don't necessarily know that you're interested in being pulled out of the clouds. Like, I think that there's, for all the partnerships that come from this reading, or all of the partnerships that this reading talks about, they're partnerships that are going to affect your day-to-day life. So your daily routines and habits and that kind of stuff. But I think that also there's a deep connection. So I think that the business partners that are meeting through this, who are putting their thoughts and finances together to make something work, you have a deep connection. This is kind of a soulmate card, so to speak. So, you meet this person and your hearts connect and you realize that like, wow, this is somebody who I should be working with. For some of you, I think this is, if the pentacles and the swords within you, is fusing together again. I think that this is the card that suggests that like you're getting back to who you were, or you're getting back to the place where you feel most comfortable. You're getting back to your best self, and you're starting to feel that way. This is also the card of like nostalgia. And also, if you're with a Knight of Pentacles and you are the Page of Swords, and, you know, this Knight of Pentacles is trying to pull you back down to earth, I think that the reason why you stick around is because you feel this intense connection to them. Like, I've known you in another life kind of connection. What's around you throughout all of this is... And we'll do some clarification cards for this one. So the Devil card is about vices. And you can notice also, like, if you know a lot about, you don't even need to know a lot about Rider-Waite Tarot deck, you could just tell that this is also the Lovers card. It's the Lovers card, but instead of the angel at the head of the card, it's the Devil. So what this suggests is a couple of different things. So either around this time, it could be like the second week of August, you could be tempted to fall back into old habits or old vices. So this could mean that a person from your past who wasn't necessarily the best for you could revisit. This card also speaks of drug and alcohol addictions, or having trouble with those, you know, problem drinking or, you know, problem drug use. This could also be about having to make a decision, because sometimes the Lover's card is about this too, making a decision, but kind of having trouble deciding or trusting your intuition to make the best decision, and also feeling as though like neither one of those decisions is necessarily the right one. But also feeling, sometimes this card is also about feeling chained to something. So like, maybe you sign a contract with someone and you feel like, ooh, maybe I shouldn't have done that. Maybe it was too soon to do that. You know, this card is also about realizing that no matter what we get ourselves involved in, the chains are always loose enough to become free. So you are not attached permanently to any one decision that you make. You can always move forward, even if you're feeling as though there's no way out. This card is asking you to remind yourself in those periods of time where you feel stuck, realize that you're not, and why you're feeling stuck is because of your own mind. It's like you're stuck within yourself. So don't worry about that Devil too much. I think it's just a reminder for, you know, certain situations, especially when, like, I don't know, with this kind of energy, this kind of nostalgic, oh my God, I've known you forever, this is the best decision I could have made, depending on what the partnership is. You know, when we make decisions based on emotion, it leads us to places later on where we think, oh no, was that the best choice? Should I have done that? Okay, sorry, I got lost in La La Land because I was thinking about a decision that I made most recently in that same vein. So as we move through you having to make a decision about, was this the best choice you could have made, I think that ultimately you make the decision. So here we have the Chariot card. So this is as we move through August. The Chariot is about reigning in chaos. It's about taking the things that we feel are out of control and making them controlled. It's a 7, so once again, things that we are contractually obligated to, jobs and significant others and marriages and children and homes and all that kind of stuff. So this could also be about you moving house, like leaving a home that you've lived in for a long time and that you're emotionally connected to, but knowing that it's time to go. You know, taking your things and moving, leaving behind the things that you don't want, having a new beginning, you know, financial, you know, putting money down on a house and having to sign the legal paperwork and feeling like you're going to be making a new life for yourself and already feeling like you can make the memories. And then the Devil card comes in and is like, oh my God, what did I do? But as we move through August, we see this Chariot card is saying that you make the decision, you reign in the chaos, whatever feelings or emotions that you were experiencing around that time that the Devil card was prominent, you know, gets wiped away because you are very logical at the end of the day, I think that when it comes to this decision, you're going to lean into it. You're going to feel comfortable having made it. You're going to feel in control of things again. I think that the difference between the Devil card and the Chariot is that the Devil is in control in this card, whereas you are in control in the Chariot. And I think that, making the decision might be a little bit slow to come. So deciding whether or not to stay in the partnership, or whatever the big decision that you were concerned about having to make, you're getting there. And then by the end of August, you're good. You're golden. The world is on your side. You're protected by the universe. All of the energy is flowing to you. It's like all of the things in your life that you may have felt were out of sorts are starting to get put back together. And it's because of the hard work that you're doing to make it happen. I feel like maybe a little bit of a feeling of like, for a moment, you kind of ride the wave of emotion, and that makes you feel like you get really excited about a business venture, or really excited about a person, or really excited about ideas and how they can progress. And then like once those feelings not subside, but like, once that flurry, that frenzy of emotion kind of tamps down a little bit, you're back in your headspace and you're like, wait a second, I need to make some serious decisions now. So the World card is saying that like the universe is on your side. It's time to be manifesting the things that you want, but it's also saying that like whatever decision you make is supported by the universe, and you're going to be fine. The outcome of this is not as scary or as intimidating as your mind is going to make it out to be. So let's see what this Devil card is about. Whoa. All right, so we have the Ship. So the Ship is about long trips and journeys. It's about the end of a phase. It's about either taking a physical journey, an external journey, like actually taking a trip somewhere over water, or it's about taking a journey within ourselves, and doing some real personal homework. All right, I just need 2 more cards so we can flesh out what that Devil is about. I think 3 more shuffles should do the trick. Woo! Alright. Who's that? The Key? And then 1 more. Okay, and the Karmic Cross. All right, so like I said with this, some of you are taking an external journey. You're crossing the sea. You're going on a trip. Some of you will be taking an internal journey, so figuring yourself out and where you fit in everything that's been going on. What we have with the Key is the unlocking of secrets. So this is, the unlocking of secrets is perhaps, I think that part of what the Devil card is maybe learning new things about the person who's in your sphere. So learning new things about the business partner, the new person that you're in the relationship with, learning new things about the situation that you're in. So it's like journeying toward the truth is what I want to say. So like your head gets all caught up in the clouds about what it is that you can see happening for the situation that you're in, and you're kind of like lost in your emotions, and then the truth is illuminated. But this is all really great because what we have here is the karmic cross. So like, don't discount that whatever you're feeling and whatever is happening is a lesson that you're supposed to be learning. Like, the universe ushered this into your life for you to learn a lesson. And in fact, it could be to learn the lesson that, like, the universe is on your side, that you're never stuck in something because you have the power to change it. If I were to go on and on and on about the lessons that you could be learning from this situation, we'd be here all day because everybody's lesson on this earth is a different one. So, you know, if there's a moment where you think to yourself, you know, why is this happening, or what's going on, or you know, any one of those kinds of questions, just know that at the end of this, you're going to be better off for having gone through it. In fact, this is ushering you to a place of being even stronger than you already are. You know, we have here threes. The karmic cross is a 36, so 3 plus 6 is 9. Nines and tarots are about endings of phases. So I think that there's a lesson from this, and I know I've said that like 16 times now. For some of you, if this is a reading about your health, because I know I have some Aquarians who are dealing with some health struggles right now, you know, the Knight of Pentacles and the Page of Swords would suggest that maybe you are looking for, like, you're willing to pay the money to find answers to your medical questions, and that, like, you're in a different place than you were. Maybe you had to walk away from a diagnosis or a doctor that you had been working with the 7 of Swords. Maybe you feel as though, you know, you, like, cheating on a doctor. Like, if you've been working with a doctor for a long time and then you have to walk away from them, there's this feeling of, like, you know, cheating on the doctor, so to speak. But the Judgment card is saying that, like, you know, your second opinion, third opinion, fourth opinion is, like, the bring you back to life card. Just that, you know, in the month of August, you'll be willing to look for new answers, and you'll be willing to pay the money that you need to find them. Or you'll be, you know, because you're going to want to get back to a place where you're feeling good again. And then with that Devil falling back on old habits, maybe feeling sad about not being able to progress forward. But then the Chariot and the World really suggesting that, like, you get yourself in order and the world is on your side. So the final card, the card of advice, is the 3 of Action. So that is the 3 of Wands in the Rider-Waite Tarot deck. So things are working out beautifully now that your ship has come in. Now that your ship has come in. It's time to decide what your next big project will be. You may choose to continue to build upon your successes or move on to something entirely different. Be willing to travel if necessary. Didn't we just talk about that, Aquarians? Come on now. All right, so we need the 3 of Action. So things are going very, very well. Your choices were good ones, and you can see that your ship is going to come in. Excellent, but now what? Have you put together your strategies for the next phase? Success is wonderful, but you can't rest on your laurels. It's time to move on to your next big adventure. It's safe to build upon your accomplishments for further growth, or you can choose to do something new. Where you go next is entirely up to you. Additional meanings of this card: things turning out just as expected, traveling for your career, setting new goals, time for reflection, and the need for patience. All right, Aquarians, this is a beautiful reading, and I'm going to be so mad if you do not leave comments in the comment section that tell me how your August shakes out and how this is all going for you guys. If you want, you can leave me an email over at intuitivetarotempath@gmail.com. I love when you guys send me emails about your stories and what, you know, how this is all moving along for you. If you enjoyed this reading as much as I enjoyed doing this reading for you, you can check out my webpage, www.intuitivetarotempath.com, and you can purchase a reading there. I'm going to be away from July 24th to about August 15th. I will be able to receive emails and check my comments on the YouTube videos. But where I'm going to be is Spotty Wi-Fi. So did you know Spotty Wi-Fi is a place? It's not. I'm going to Europe for a month, and the place where I'm going doesn't have very good Wi-Fi. So I'm not going to be uploading videos, but I'm trying to get the videos for August and September out before I leave. With that said, if you do decide to purchase a reading, which thank you so much if you do, I will be honoring them after I come home on like August 16th. So I'm still doing readings. I'm still keeping up with the channel. I'm just going to be away for a little bit. So I hope you enjoyed this reading as much as I enjoyed doing this reading for you. Like I said before, please leave me comments in the comment section that tell me how this all shakes out, and I'll see you guys in September. Bye.